All right, this is Wasey with Brazos River AC. Got a bit of a cold snap moving here through Texas. It's about 25 degrees at the moment. Expected to stay there for a couple of days with some snow and ice maybe mixed in. And we run into a couple of real common questions when we get to these temps. And if you haven't asked them before to be answered, this is a video to help you out. So the first question that we get a lot is people call and they think their outside unit is burning up. So if you have a heat pump and it's running in these conditions, it's going to hit defrost pretty frequently, and because there's a lot of moisture around, when it goes into defrost, what it does is it basically turns the freon around and runs air conditioning to heat up that outside unit, and it shuts the fan motor off to build that pressure quicker and heat it up quicker and thaw it out quicker. So what happens is that fan motor will quit running. There will kind of be like a grind almost. When the freon turns around, you'll hear a big whoosh like water rushing, and then you'll see a lot of the time a cloud of steam or water vapor rise out of your unit. Looks like your fan motor shut down and is burning up, and you have a cloud of smoke running outside. So that's normal heat pump operation. It's nothing to really be worried about. But that being said, if you're going to be below freezing for a few days straight like we are right now, especially with ice and stuff in the air, most of your heat pumps are going to need to be switched to emergency heat and shut that outdoor unit off. And so on the inside of your unit, there's still heat strips like an electric furnace or sometimes a gas furnace backing it up, that is usually used for auxiliary heat when it's in defrost, or if it's having trouble keeping up, it'll kick it on. If you're on a single speed compressor, your compressor on the outside unit, you start losing efficiency somewhere around freezing. Different efficiencies will go to different temperatures. Most of your 14, 16 SEER stuff, it's somewhere around freezing. Some of your two-stage stuff, it'll be in the 20s. Your variable speeds and your mini splits and stuff like that, they'll go down into negative temperatures, and you don't have to worry about it. But if you have a normal heat pump system, you need to be switching to emergency heat when you're below, I'd say 30 degrees for an extended period of time. You'll use a lot more power with the emergency heat than you do with the normal heat pump system generating heat. So that's why we use it as emergency heat and not as regular heat. However, in these temperatures, you'll actually use more leaving it on regular heat than you would just switching it over. Because what's going to happen is your heat pump is going to struggle to catch up. It's going to turn on those heat strips as an auxiliary heat source, or is going to go into defrost and turn them in as auxiliary heat source. So you'll have both your outdoor unit drawing power and your heat strips inside pulling power, whereas if you just switch to emergency heat, you're still using a lot of power on the resistant strips, but at least you're not paying to run that outdoor unit that's not able to produce heat at those lower temps anyways. The other thing that it'll do is save your equipment, the lifespan on your equipment. It's hard on compressors to be running when they're in really low pressure, like they'll have to be when it's this cold outside. So if you're running it and you run it often below freezing or 30 degrees or somewhere around there, you're going to kind of decrease the lifespan of that compressor, because it's going to constantly be in low power and it's going to constantly be defrosting itself and kind of overworking what it's supposed to be doing. So if you have a normal heat pump, go to your thermostat. You'll have heat, cool, off, and EM heat or emergency heat, and switch over to that emergency heat. You get back above 30, we can go ahead and switch back to our normal heat. But for for right now, you'll want to be using the emergency heat if you have a normal heat pump system. Kind of ride it out with that. I would suggest setting your thermostat a little bit lower, just to keep from using as much power for these couple of days, and kind of just get by, and then go from there. If you're interested in learning about more efficient heat pumps that'll go down to lower temperatures, we're always here for a call. If you have any further questions, give us a call, shoot us an email, message us on Facebook, whatever means of communication you prefer. But yeah, we're getting through a couple of cold days together. We'll probably have to do most of it with our resistance heat strips. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully this helps.